Okay guys, let's pick up where we left off in the part one of the tutorial here. We had just got done creating the TicTacToe game.java file, and that was going to let us get the computer moves and set the moves of where they go, set the move of where we pick, and see if there's a winner, if it's a tie, or if there's still an open space on the board. I'm trying to keep this video a little bit shorter than my previous videos, and I'll do that from now on as much as I can. Sometimes it'll actually go a little bit longer depending on what we're doing, but in this video, we're just going to look at the strings.xml file, set up the strings that we're going to be using in this app, and then I'm just going to go over a little bit of how the strings are working, and I'll show you an example in the main.xml. So let's go ahead and double click the strings.xml, open that up, and you'll notice that we have two strings in here, app underscore name, which is the ID or name of the string, and then the value, which is the actual text string that would be displayed if we use this string, which is TicTacToe tutorial. And that's just going to be the default, one of the default strings that comes up, and you'll notice that's the name of the project that we made. The other one's going to be the hello string, which is the basic default thing that just says hello world TicTacToe tutorial activity. Now when we start, if we were to start the emulator right now, a TicTacToe tutorial activity.java file is what's going to run. So that's just going to be our main activity, which is actually tied to the main.xml layout. So if we just double click main.xml, if we run the app now, this is pretty much what we would see. And you'll notice it says hello world TicTacToe tutorial activity, just like it was back here in the string. Now one good thing about using the resource elements is if you want, if say your app takes off and you need to have it in another language or something like that, and somebody's going to actually do that for you, is all they have to do is come in here and they'll have all the strings and they can just convert it that way. So it's really easy to keep up with the strings, and if you need to change a string that might be throughout your app or whatever, come here, click on it, change it, good to go. Easy to customize, easy to keep up with. You don't have to go through all the code trying to find different parts of it. So it's a good practice to do this, and you'll notice that if we go to the XML of the main here, it says at string / hello. Now we could put whatever we wanted to in here, so we could just do hi, save it, and you'll notice this right here. Another way you can do it is you can look at properties at the bottom here, or it could be on the side for you. If you don't see properties, you can come up to window, go to show view, and you'll find it here. If it's not on this list, click other and expand the general. Scroll down until you see properties, click it, click OK, and it'll pop up down here for you. So we could actually come here, scroll down to where you see text, type something in. You'll see it changes, and of course this is just a string of text that we put in. So now if we wanted to go back and change that, we'd actually have to search through, find it, and do it that way. Now you can actually select a string that we've got set up, but you can right click it, edit text, and choose it through here, or you can actually go down to the bottom here, click on it here at the right, and you'll see a thing, and we'll just go back to the default hello, and it comes back. So we're not going to need this anymore, so just click on that and delete it. Go ahead and save, Control S, or you can click the save up here, and go ahead and close out of your main.xml. Now if you look at the strings.xml here, we have two strings. Now if we want to make more, we can click add, and we can do a few here like this. So we would want a string, name of one, like we need something like when a new game starts, if it's your turn, it needs to say, you go first. So if the human goes first, so it'd be you. We can put go first. And you can either save or click add if you're going to do another one, and it'll automatically update that. And of course, if it's your turn, so turn underscore human for the name. That's how we would call it in our code. There's the ID of it, and then the value that you would want it to have, which is your turn. So you can save it. You'll notice that it comes over and updates. Now another way we can do this, which is the way I prefer, is you click on strings.xml. Now you'll see we no longer need this hello anymore, so let's just delete that, and we can add them by hand. So what I do usually is just do string name equals, and go ahead and close it off like that. Then I'll just copy, and we don't have to type it anymore. So you click into the name here, and if it's the computer's turn, which the computer moves so fast that you'll probably never actually see this. Now, if we were to leave this right here, this wouldn't work. We need to actually escape this right here. So put the escape character in there. So we can make another one. So we need some results. So let's do result if it's a tie. Let's escape this again. Another one we could do is going to be, so let's say, you win. Another way is if the computer wins, which would be the Android. And let's see what else we need here now. Other stuff that we need like a little placeholder for info, and just so you can kind of see what buttons where, let's go ahead and we'll make 9 strings just to go on the buttons, so you can kind of get a idea of where they're at. So let's go ahead and make those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you can't actually use a number 1 here, you have to type it out or it gives you an error. So 4. And again, these right here are optional. You don't have to use those if you don't want to. And we'll need a placeholder just so you can kind of see where the info part is. And so let's go ahead and capitalize that. And of course, we're going to have at the bottom of the app, if you remember, it's got a place that has, human, ties, and Android with the incrementers beside of them that show how many times the humans won, how many ties there are, and all that. So let's go ahead and make those. So we'll need 6 more. And we will use human. And when we do this, you're going to do colon number 1, do 2 spaces just so it kind of spaces out from the incrementer. And we got ties. Oops. And then of course we're going to need the counters for each one. So we could do human count, tie count, and Android count. Now we don't really need any, actually we won't need those, we'll just actually change the part of the text view. I'm sorry about that. So we'll just need human, ties, and Android. We won't need the other ones because we'll actually use a text view that'll be blank and we'll update it with whatever number it is. So go ahead and save this. If we go back over to our resources, you'll see that we have all these strings now. So that's got the string file set up, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make the rest of the strings that we're going to use in the other activities that we're going to set up as well. So let's go ahead and we'll need if you remember, one of them was a contact page, so we'll need a contact heading. And then we're just going to need the body of the contact, so we'll do contact info. Now for this, we actually need more than 1 line, so I'll show you how to do that, and we can actually put some bold characters in here. So we'll put in the name, whatever you want the name to be. I'll put that inside the bold here. So, any development. Now we need a new line, so we just enter a new line character, which is a \n, come on down to the next line, and contact info. Do like, if you want to put your email in there, do that. New line. Another thing could be, you know, if you need to put in phone and /n for a new line, and one more. Just gonna put a website, www.indiedevelopment.com, if you're gonna put something in there, even though it's not my site, so just put website here. Now we don't have to put a new line after this one, so because it's going to be our last one. Now we also had another activity that we're going to be making, which was going to be the about, so need a heading for that. Only needs one line, and we'll just do, if I can spell, about, and then we'll need a little paragraph. This app allows now, even though we're hitting the enter key here, it won't actually put these returns in there. You have to use a new line character for that. It's just, it doesn't do white space like that. It'll just be like you just hit a space and all. So don't worry about that. So you can keep it from going all the way across the screen. Result of the games. That's pretty basic about, so something similar to was what I showed you guys in the video there. And then that's about all we're going to need in this string. So if we save it, or the resources, you'll see all our strings are here, and we'll be able to use those. And we actually have no name on that string, so that would, okay, there we go. So it would just be like us coming in here and making add each time, where you can go to strings.xml, which I prefer to do, but however you like to do it, you can do it either way. And that's going to do it for this video. And in the next video, like I said, we'll start working on the main.xml file and start laying out the buttons and the table format and all that, and getting all that set up. And then after that, in the next part, we will start an activity and get the game working. And I will see you next time.